If you're considering taking the Lending Retirement and Insurance Supplement from CSI or are already enrolled, stay until the end of this video because I'll give you some study tips to pass on your first try. Hello and welcome to my channel, The Financial Talk. My name is Natalie and I talk all things money related. I am currently taking the path to become a certified financial planner, and I am taking the CSI advisory route to do this. So I recently passed the Lending Retirement Insurance Supplement, what a long name, is one of the courses to complete either your CFP certification or your QAFP, which is Qualified Associate Financial Planning. The CSI offers different routes on how to achieve this, and I'm personally following the advisor route because I already work in the industry. I already had previous exams for that, so it just makes sense for me to do it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the exam itself. The exam has 11 chapters. The chapters talk about credit, mortgages, insurance. It's very heavy on insurance and retirement planning. There are 60 questions, multiple choice. So in this case, it's not base study. My previous exam was a financial planning supplement, and for this one, it was also multiple question, but the one before that, we had two exams and there were case studies. So this one is not the case, only multiple choice. You do have an hour and 30 minutes to complete it. You have to make sure that you know your material. One thing compared to other exams is I usually go to a test center to do the exam because I am so scared of proctor exams. I feel uncomfortable that, well, someone's like watching and they might think that I'm cheating or something like that. But also, I'm so scared that my Wi-Fi is going to disconnect and that I'm going to automatically fail. So I usually book to go to a location to do the exam. But for this one, that was not an option. So the way that the LRIS works is that when you're ready, when you feel ready, you just go to the CSI website and start the exam. So that's pretty much it. You do have to complete it within the year of enrolling in the exam, but you can do it at any time. It could be even in the AM. This exam is not proctor. The passing grade is 60%, which makes the exam a little bit challenging because you only have 60 questions. So each question is worth more. And I felt, well, I cannot tell you what the questions were, but I felt that, you really, really need to know your pension products, lock-in vehicles, and for everything regarding to government pensions, really need to know the specifics on like, okay, when can you start taking your pension and things like that. One thing that I've noticed while prepared for the exam that I completely suggest and recommend for everyone to do is to do the practice questions. I felt the practice questions were more challenging than the exam itself. During the practice questions, you do have to do calculations for present or future value, or calculate pension, OAS clawback, and things like that. But for the exam, there were zero calculations. And I feel like this is just my personal opinion that it might be because the information in the textbook is a little bit outdated. I enrolled for the exam May 2025, and the information in the textbook is from 2019. So that is 6 years old. So I feel maybe that's why calculations were not included because, for things like pension and OAS, REF minimum maximum, things like that could change. So it could make it a little more trickier if you are studying with material from 2019 compared to 2025. So if you are not too prone to like use your calculator, you don't have, I think you don't have to worry about it. The website says the hours to study this is 30 to 40 hours, which I mean, I think is pretty accurate. So I enrolled in May 2025, and to be honest, I haven't been consistent studying because I had a vacation end of May, and then I had another vacation beginning of September. So I was not constantly studying. I aim to do an hour per day. And I felt like a lot of the material I already knew it from the previous courses. However, this exam does go more in depth about different things. I feel like if you're really committed to study, you could probably finish this in a month. One thing that I noticed for the exam, and I don't completely agree with this, but at the end of the day, I'm not the one making the exam, is that I felt a lot of the questions were like weird, not weird, but specific lines from the textbook. Not something that is more like, okay, like comprehending the account, but something more like in this year, something changed, things like that. So, what I would suggest is just read the entire book, and that should be enough. The other thing is that this exam does not have a physical textbook. They only have electronic copies, and I really like paper and highlighting and things like that. So I made all these copies. Yes, I had to do them separately at work. So here you go. I printed everything. So you might have to do the same if you cannot study with a digital copy, but that's really up to you. I felt this exam was a little bit challenging to find information about it. To be honest, I couldn't find anyone on YouTube talking about this exam, so I thought that I'll make the video just to clarify any questions that anyone out there may have. I only found one person talk about the exam on YouTube, which was Jessica Morehouse, which I've been following for quite a while. So her video was really helpful as well. But besides that, there's no material that I could find, like maybe more information and things like that. After this exam, for me, I have to do the LETs, and I'll probably post a video about it once I've passed the exam. Let me know if you have any questions. I recently did the exam like a week ago. I got 81%, very proud about it. So I feel that if you put your time and commit to it, do the practice questions, you should be fine. I don't know if it will be helpful. It might be helpful. I was considering maybe doing videos, YouTube videos about each chapter. I've seen this for other CSI courses, and I just find it really helpful because sometimes, to be honest, I don't want to read. I'm better listening to a YouTube playlist or some other sort of material. So I was considering doing that. So let me know in the comments if you like that. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, leave your comment. I'll be answering any questions that you may have. Take care. Bye.